out to each and every one family.
She put one hand in the ear like a tea.
And standing in for Clive.
Chest on her belly and her waistline a roll.
To Ras. Enough is enough.
Move up my foot like a
And this is your show, family. Every Sunday, you make the sun shine in your cranium. Goes out to everybody, the regular listeners, the newcomers. Also, all the presenters, all the Blessed presenters, engineers, management and staff. This is Blessed Radio.
But I know she's my veggie.
Yes.
Me feed her, me know we shine. Me grow her from she small. Say no she come to perfection. Me can't make she go with no other man. Cause she is my veggie. Yes, I know she's my veggie. Me hear say I eat and take. But I know she's my veggie. Come me say bubble make your waistline roll. Yes, girl, me make your waistline roll. Come me say bubble make your waistline roll. Jamaican girls go make your waistline roll. She put one hand in the ear like a satellite pole. Chest on her belly and her waistline a roll. Watch her like a ball get out of control. Move up me foot like a landscape pole. Leave over milk a cause milk a too cold. With the place cold it won't freeze up me mall. Sha la 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 la. La 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 la. Sha la 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 la. Sha la 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 la. Ain't no woman move me, no. Ain't no woman move me like my vegetable do. My vegetable do like she do. Yeah. Yes, she build me up now when I'm feeling down. She even turned my world around.
Once again goes out to each and everyone tuning in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Natural.
Come and say bubble make your waistline roll. New York bubble make your waistline roll. England bubble roll. Canadian bubble make your waistline roll. Jamaican bubble make your waistline roll. Bubble make your waistline roll. You put one hand in the ear like a satellite pole. Chest on your belly and your waistline a roll. Moving like a ball get out of control. Move up me foot like a landscape pole. Leave over England cause England too cold. We the place cool it won't freeze up me mole. Sha la 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 la.
I've got a lot to talk about after this track. Goes out to each and every one.
Karamawi, Karamawi. I listen to first live and rule and Reagan. Yeah.
Man is leading Blessed Radio. Transmitting across the global spectrum. Energy, how are we using our energy? How are we energizing ourselves? Are we just letting other people suck our energy? We have to really have a strategy to maximize our energy. That'll be the topic after this track.
Energy that are the cushion of the angel melody. Energy and sparks in a missing up statue hydrocarbon. Energy in the words of utterance. Energy I am black more than you see. Energy, energy, energy. Energy from the sun in the vitamin D. Energy in your bioluminosity. Energy no cost nothing, energy are free. Energy them all control if you feel. Yo, energy are ruthless, power hungry. Energy are brutal, uncivilously. Dark energy are devastating for humanity. Energy they put in all them monetary. Energy are energy in all the frequency. Ever could a copy find the sequence in me. Energy are energy that are the currency. Even when you left with just a string theory. Energy are energy, power the trinity. Three in a one, I may say one in a three. Energy in a decade and I a bingy. I across the other from a anciency. Energy a psychic psycho tendency. Energy a some kinetic potentially. Energy universally. Energy as rule in society. Energy from beat to you for a degree. Energy a constant transform constantly. Energy a photosynthesize the whole synthesis. Energy in a the frequency. Ever could a copy find a sequence in me. Energy that are the currency. Even when you left with just a string theory. Energy of power are the whole trinity. Three in a one, I may say one in a three. Energy in a the getting higher bingy. Higher cross the other from a ancient sea. Energy in a the sun of vitamin D. Energy in a your bioluminosity. Energy not cost nothing, energy a free. Energy them want control if you feel. Energy a ruthless, power hungry. Energy a brute us uncivilously. Dark energy a devastate for humanity. Energy what they put in a them blood monetary. Energy ever could a copy in a. Energy even when you left with just a string theory.
Karamawi.
Energy, maximize our energy for prosperity, liberty.
Energy.
And how do we say mentally free?
Energy in the frequency. Ever put a copy for the sequence in me. Energy, that the currency. Even when you left with just a string theory. Energy, power the trinity. Three in a one, I may say one in a three. Energy in a the getting higher bingy. Higher cross the other from a ancient sea.
System in your brain and is basically the chemical key to life. It's called a civilizing chemical because it regulates all the rhythms of the body. When your eyebrows should grow, when you should become a man, puberty, when you should become a woman, what time your liver should be fed, what time your heart should be fed. It regulates all the rhythmicity of your system. It's a synchronizing chemical, better known as a civilizing chemical. It's how we classify races based on the things that they have. We're classified on the highest order.
Energy, I'm manifesting your ability. Energy, universally. Energy as rule in society. Energy from beat to you for a degree.
Liberty, NIT is the key to our prosperity.
Kenyan fire mama, wanna see alongside Monkey Giant. Yes I, Africa for Africans. Oh yeah. Repatriation, freedom is a must for Africans on the earth. Marcus Mosiah, fighting for equal rights and justice. Repatriation, freedom is a
First, I gotta say condolences to
Africa for Africans. Repatriation, listen to the words of Marcus Garvey. Africa for Africans. Repatriation, give thanks for the teachings of his repatriation. Africa is repatriation. Babylon
transition to the ancestors.
sisters, Africa is calling. Long time rest, you warning.
Freedom fight to liberate the community.
Fighting for equal rights and justice. Repatriation, freedom is a must for Africans and the
Condolences to the family of Lady Leah. Never to be forgotten.
Fighting for equal
Joining Bless Radio. Brother Dougie.
freedom is a must for Africans.
Taking their seat amongst the legends. We're having Clyde will be coming in later on. And also, I believe we've got Azzy will be phoning in to share his thoughts on the great Lady Leo. Bless Radio's Lady Leo.
Marcus Mosiah, fighting for equal rights and justice. Repatriation, freedom is a must for Africans on the earth. Black Star Line, Marcus Mosiah, fighting for equal rights and justice. Repatriation, freedom is a must for Africans on the earth. Yes, side is Empress Black Homo.
Today going to be some readings from Mentorcide by Mawali Moore, K. Bowman, Baruti, and analyze looking into the mental strategy, the mental effect, and the mental trauma that the community is going through, and looking at solutions rather than promoting conspiracy, looking at strategizing the best way forward. Was over, but could never like birds or afraid that apple stick together. And once again, readings from the book Mentorcide. Oh, the reading from the book Mentorcide. And one of the chapter we're going to look at is one of the chapters. This is chapter about vision. And Chancellor William states in his destruction of black civilization, the hand of opposition is never exposed. So a key strategies. Also, you have to be like a chess game. Really, if you want to take the initiative, if you want to take the step forward, you have to realize that whatever you encounter, even animals in a natural environment, they don't expose their moves, they don't expose their motive, they don't expose their strategies. For the key element of survival is the care and welfare of yourself and of your family. And one thing in relation to us as a community, we're quick to open our mouth, quick to share, speak about things, but no action. Because the reason why there's no action is because sometimes when you speak a word, it's like you've already done it yourself, and you can find yourself talked out of doing anything, and you can lose your incentive by speaking before action. And another key element is, once again, so Chancellor Williams says, once again, the hand of the opposition is never exposed. So the reason why sometimes when you find yourself, or we find ourselves in a struggle, is because we move to what appears to be real and exact, but we don't look behind what is happening to us, and we don't strategize, we don't keep things to ourselves. So it's time to be conscious.
In every little thing you do, be conscious. In every little thing you say, you better be conscious. Be a conscious man. You better be conscious. Be a conscious woman. Don't get too high, or you will go out of your mind. Don't get too jumpy, or you will be like Humpty Dumpty. Be conscious in every little thing you do. Be conscious in every little thing you say. Never you overdo something. If you overdo it, it will be dread. Never you get so red. It will be dread for you. Oh yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Don't smoke it. If you cannot do it, don't touch it. Be conscious. Be a conscious man. Be conscious. Be a conscious woman. Don't get too high.
Royal Heart of Love. I say government is the key to I forward betterment. I was I'm not to tell you this. Spread your love all over, to the four corners of the world, Spread your love all over, Love you, don't grudge,
the spirit. That's right, I have to find a solution.
Stability, reality, telling us solidarity, strengthen our community. From up on our liberty, everything, no sell your soul, be reality, telling us solidarity, strengthen the community. Project positivity, from up on our liberty, integrity, no sell your soul, be vanity, no way. Spread your love all over, yeah. Four corners of the world, spread your love all over, yeah. Some people need here, not the good. Spread your love, you know, spread your love, yeah. Spread your love all over, yeah. Four corners of the world, spread your love all over, yeah. Some people need here, not the good. Spread your love, you know, spread your love,
Rastafari, Royal Heart of Love. I say love and unity is the key to I forward betterment. I Razam like to tell you this. Spread your love all over, yeah. To the four corners of the world, yeah. Spread your love all over, yeah. Love everybody here, done the grudge, yeah. I and I are spreading up the love, on the envy and the grudge, but mine and Kobe shows, stop the shedding of the blood. Nobody moves so scandalous. Unity we need, unity it is a must.
Let's start this business. Goes out to each and every one. We talked about energy. I talked about menticide. Basically, the energy is the frequency or vibration that you choose to surround yourself in, or that you put yourself in. It's what you wear around yourself. So basically the vibration, and you have the power to create whatever vibration you want to have around yourself. It's called awareness. So awareness is what you have around it, the energy that you can sense, or what you can feel, or what you move towards around you. Awareness comes from the word. If you look at the word awareness, which is AWARE, you'll see the word ware in it, which is WARE. Inside the word ware, which is WARE, you'll see the word war. The etymology, if you look at the word in etymology, which is the real meaning of the word war, the word war means to protect and care for something. That's what the real meaning of war is. It means to care or protect something. So the energy that you have around you in your awareness is the energy that you care for and that you protect. So you've got to be careful that you don't care for or protect the wrong energy frequency that you are carrying. It's in the word beware. So beware means to be careful. Aware also means to be careful. So in the word war, once again, it means to protect. It doesn't mean to attack, it means to protect. So basically we have as a people, or you as a person, have to protect the energy or frequency that you have in you and around you. This is what we really need to be doing, especially as people who absorb, because the melanin and the so-called black melanin, whatever, is not a name, it's an intelligence that absorbs information. So basically, when you have the melatonin, you're in a person of balance, as in the word mellow, comes from the mellow site. So when you see things, you're calm about things. You have a balanced state of awareness due to the intelligence that you have to absorb energy, absorb frequency. This is the essence of the so-called tone in your skin, you know, what gives you that frequency. So with this, it is your strength and your weakness. So basically, you can take in information and absorb it, but your barrier, you have a guard down, that so basically you can take in the wrong information at the same time. Where if you have a lack of melanin now, the intelligence of having a lack of melanin is resistance. So basically, if you have a lack of melanin, you can wear a t-shirt in cold weather, you know, and you can do extreme. You're geared towards doing extreme things like going to the top of the mountain, running into space, going down to the bottom of the ocean, taking a canoe, going down a waterfall, because your frequency, your vibration is one of resistance. So depending on what tone, and it's just nature, it's not nothing to do with race, it's just who you are, or the best way that you can optimize your essence. So if you have a tone of resistance, then you work on an extreme level. If you have a melatonin, then you work on absorbing. So basically, back to awareness. Awareness comes from the word what you wear around you, what vibration you take in around you. It comes from the word war, which means to care, as in beware or be aware. Means when you're alert to what is around you. Look at the word war. Reverse the word war, which is WAR, you see the word raw. So all war is fought over raw materials. So once again, back into this thing called energy and the frequency that you have. So basically, once again, awareness is the energy that you have around you and the energy that you care for. So that basically, once again, are going to go back. The words that you speak put into effect energy, and so you have to be careful of the energy and the vibration that you take on board. So basically, I'll be going more into that after this track. Goes out to each and every one tuning in. This is Blessed Radio Family, looking at solutions rather than looking at problems.
When I get powder, not bump on our nerves. Soon I tell them, say, all of them that reverse. Boom, we get all. If I am good down now, me tell all the vampire. Power from the birth we use and tear them. Rasta arms to the teeth. When we touching the street, now accept defeat. Now turn the other cheek. So bun cable feed. I will die for that teach. Bun I feel it. Y'all them kids them we eat. Bun certain female with them skin them a bleach. Young black and sweet. Of your hand make me see. Natural, artificial with defeat. Fire got to play with stupidity and a jazz on me seat. And don't make the DJ repeat. Bun down ground, we them all. If I go down now, me tell all the vampire systems down. First time minimum, power from the birds we use and chew them down. Bun down ground, we them all. If I go down now, me tell all the vampire systems down. First time minimum, first time minimum, first time minimum. No apology, no in my vocabulary. Fire got to blaze when we find it necessary. Burn up them cream and blaze up luxury. Burn up this skull with a grand strawberry. I man can be until Babylon necessary. I man can carry where the wicked man carry. Negotiation and come get gaddy. To me naki, some say me maddy. But burn down ground, we get all. If I go down now, me tell all the vampire systems down. First time minimum, power from the birth means and tear them down. Burn down ground, we get all. If I go down now, me tell all the vampire systems down. First time minimum, power from the birth means and tear them down. Want to know the mastermind behind the diabolic scheme for my people. And with them chasing falcons and trees and blood not stop run like a stream. This has a rest on your conscience. What if your heart not clean? Take it back and capacity down there.
They say word sound power, we say power sound word. You can't have a word without a sound or the power behind it. Look at the word inside the word words actually. You take the S from the word words, put it at the start, you see the word sword. They say the pen is mightier than the sword. So they realize that by using the word you can cut someone down to size. You can humiliate somebody, you can raise them up just through the vibration of your mouth. So instead of using the sword, they started to use words. Once again, look at the word sword, take away the S from the word sword, put it at the end, you see the word words. So once again, you need a vibration to make the sound, or you need a thought process in your head to make the sound to create the word. So we say power sound word. They say word sound power, we say power sound word. So the original essence of the word, where did the words come from? Okay, figure it out. So first you had to figure out how to do a word. Look at the word figure. Figure means to draw. The original text was drawn out. Before the words came, you had ancient cuneiform, also ancient hieroglyphic text. So the original words were actually pictures, called pictographs. So if you look at the oldest civilizations, you will see pictures. So the original words were originally formed from pictures. And the original words also came from nature. So it was a communication, because original people were curious about nature, at one with nature, and learned from nature. So they could see like an ant could lift up more than itself. I think an ant lifts up maybe 200 times its own weight. And then by studying the animals and how the animals operated, they was able to perform actions what the animals could perform. Hence, look at the pyramids. And there was a science behind the words. Once again, the words were not just the marks that we see today. And funny enough, we said power sound word. To make a word, to activate a word, you have to put the sound towards it. The sound is, if you pick up any dictionary, how you make the sound of the word is in the brackets. So every single dictionary has brackets next to it with the sound, which tells you the sound that the marks make. The sound that the marks make is called phonetics. Phonetics is a Latin word for sound. So you have a phone. It's not really a phone, it's sound. So it's that rectangular electronic device in your hand produces sound. That's why it's called a phone. Phone doesn't mean phone, it means sound. So to produce the sound of a word, you have the brackets called phonetics. Phonetics comes from the Phoenicians. So just like electricians are master of electric, the Phoenicians were masters of sound. The Phoenicians were travelers, you could say traveling Africans, and the essence of the Phoenicians settled in North Africa called the Carthaginians, and they were the masters of the old script. So if you look at the ancient texts before Latin, before the Hebrew text, you see the Phoenician texts, and the Phoenician texts got their text from the Egyptian texts. So the Phoenician text is a form of the Egyptian hieroglyphic text, and the hieroglyphic text from the Egyptians came from Ethiopia. So the original texts came from Central so-called Africa. Because when you have to make a word, you have to figure it out. So you create the drawing first, the science of nature, and as writing got more sophisticated, you created the mark. So let me give you an example of the science behind the word. That's why I say power sound word. If you look at the first letter of the so-called alphabet, it's really an alphabet because it don't come from Greek. So it's really an alphabet, but we call it anyway. The first letter of the alphabet is the letter A. The mark A. If you want to find out more about A, the only thing the A would say, they would say it comes from Latin. It also comes from Greek. And they'll say that A, the only knowledge that they've got about the letter A, the so-called Western world, is that it's the first letter of the alphabet and it means alpha. A stands for alpha, which means first. But if you question further, why does A mean first, they can't go no further. So to find out the science of the letter A, you have to go back into ancient Kemet, into Kush or Nubia to find out the science of the letter A. The reason why A is because the alphabet, how you speak, is based on sound. It's sound on your breathing. So the only way you can say letters or speak is through air. So air creates the sound that you speak with. That's why they say power sound word. So to say the word, you have to have the power to make the sound, to make the word. So to say the letter A, and why is the letter A the first letter of the alphabet? The reason why the A is the first letter of the alphabet, and you can't Google this, you can't find it in no professor or study, because they don't know it. It's not in none of their books. So you can't go to Oxford or Cambridge to find out this knowledge. You have to come to Bless FM to find out why A is A. The reason why A is the first letter of the alphabet is because it's the first intake of air that you make. So the baby will say So the first sound that you physically make with the air around you is A, is the air. So that's why A is the first letter of the alphabet. It's the first sound that you make. It also is in awake, alert. All the continents have the letter A. And we'll go after this one, we're going to some more deepness. Clive, Taras, enough is enough. So the power of the words and the energy is what we're going to explore after this track. This is Taras, enough. Liberty. Live a life and love a life and live. Think positive and also negative. And I'll tell you what, think positive and negative after this track. You have to have the balance of both. Balance. Once again, goes out to each and every one. So I've just given you the science of the letter A. Once again, it's the first sound that you can physically make as you're taking in air. So that is the first sound. That is why the letter A is the first letter of the alphabet. It relates to the first vibration. And the reason why Z is the last, because it's the last vibration that you make when you sleep. That Z comes in, or if you die. So that Z sound is when you go to sleep. When you wake up, you make that sound, and when you sleep, you make the Z sound. So this is why A is the first letter of the alphabet, and Z is the last letter of the alphabet. And I've been found that the pigs say that as well, and then the last animal on the planet. So that's why they did it. Then the last. we got the Blessed Family Studio. And if you look at the word Z, you see also the word lazy. So that Z is when you lose your energy, crazy, or in a maze. So that Z sound, as you can see, is when you lose your energy. That Z sound. So this is why we have to master the frequency, because the reality is we created the power. As I said, we figured things out to give the sound to the marks called words. So we have the power sound word, and we gave them the words to make the sound of the power. So this is a serious thing that I want you to get into your cranium, is that the original creators figured out through drawing the higher science of nature, applied the sound for it, and then made the marks called words that we gave everybody else on the planet to use. That's why they say words sound power, because we gave them the marks to make the sound to create the power. Right, let's go more into the science. So I said I gave you the reason why the letter A is the first letter, because the first sound you make. Right, let's look at the science of the letter A. Right, what is the science? Because they can't tell you in the Greek. They can't tell you in the Oxford or Cambridge University. The science in that, all they say is A or first. Right, let's go into ancient Kemet now and release the science behind the letter A. All right, if you want to write, if you've got a school, a family, anybody under the age, or if you've got a pen, write down the letter A. I want to show you some science. And if you're 5 or under 10, can you write down the letter A? I'll give you another 10 seconds to find a pencil, a pen, and a piece of paper. Oh, I'll give you 20 seconds to write down the letter A. I'm going to show you some science behind the letter A. 20 seconds and counting. 15 seconds and counting to write down the letter A. Some of you, because you use Google, and you can't even write anymore, innit? You can't even write anymore. I bet some of you ain't even got no pens. 10 seconds and counting. Man in the studio says straightforward. Well, I'm going to show you what you can't do on the phone with the letter A unless you have a pen or pencil. Filofax, that's gone, I think. And there's no facts in the Filofax. Because then a fact is something that you make up. That's another tip. By the way, I don't want to go into something too much. Alright, a fact is not true. A fact is the Latin word for make, and I'll prove it. So if someone gives you the facts, they've made it up. It's not true. How am I going to prove it? Fact is the Latin word for make something up. That's why it's called a factory, where you make things up. That's why it's called manufacture, to make things up. So when someone's giving you a fact, they're making it up. It's not true. Right, alright, you should have your pen and written down the letter A. Right, now, this is right why you can't do it with a phone. Alright, now I want you to write the letter A upside down. Here, so, Raga, you see that $2,000 phone that you pulled out just now? The custom phone, you can't write it upside down. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Raga. You want to see this phone that Raga D has right there? Customized Raga D phone. It's coming like it come out of something like out of a Marvel movie. People have the iPad. Raga D has the third iPad. The third iPad. The tree iPad, you know? The iPad. Higher than I. It opens your third eye. It's the third iPad he has. I want you to get me one of them, Raga D, still, you know. Right, the A upside down. Let's get to the science now. So you can't get this in Oxford University. You can't get it in a dictionary. You can't Google it and get it on the internet. The A upside down, and you're gonna figure it out. Represents, and you can see. Guess what it looks like. Have a guess. When you write upside down, what does it look like? 2 guesses and the third one don't count. You only got 2. Okay. The letter A represents the ox's head. That is the science behind the letter A. Now let's break down some science on the letter A. The letter A upside down is the ox's head. That is what the real science, and I'll show you why it's a science. The ox's head, once again, I said A was the first sound that you make because it's the first intake of air. So that's the reason why it's first, and it relates to the ox's head. How does it relate to the ox's head? The reason why the letter A, when you reverse it upside down, is the ox's head, because the ox back in the day was the beast of burden, was the beast that you used to farm. It was a farm animal, so it represents strength. An ox represents strength. That's what it represents. And A relating to air, because it's the first sound that you make. This is where you get your strength from. When you breathe, you have to breathe to create strength or life. So the essence of who you are relates to your breathing. You'll see Usain Bolt, for instance, run so fast on jerk chicken. You check his breathing at the end. He has the best apparatus of breathing. That's why he can run so fast. Serena Williams, one of the best tennis players, the breathing. Mike Tyson, it's the breathing mechanism that gives you the strength. Without any breath, you won't have no strength. So the ox, the A, you can see when you turn the A upside down, which relates to your breathing, represents your strength, represents the intake of air. The more air that you can produce, or the best way you can control your air, is the more strength that you get. So it all relates to breathing. That is why to produce strength is called oxygen. So oxygen relates to, the word ox relates to strength. The word gen is the Latin word or the Greek word to means produce, as in a generator. So Oxygen, once again, gen means to produce, ox means strength. So oxygen really means to produce strength. That's the science of the letter A, is your power to produce strength. And the people who have the best breathing, the best singers, was all about, in our ancient days, we knew about how breathing was the power. So this is the science of the letter A. And one of the things that you can do with the power of breathing is to control your nature, control if you're getting upset by your breathing. You can slow down your breathing. It's not called temper, it's temperature. So you can control by your breathing, you can make yourself calm yourself down, or you get really angry by the air you generate. So every vibration, oh sorry, the music is too loud, I'm getting a bit carried away here. Every vibration relates to how you control your air. If you change your tone and change the way you're speaking, it relates to the air. So it's not temperature, or it's not temper. The rest of the word temper is temper your nature. Temperature or temper your nature. So you have the ability to control, especially you youngers or you young ones, you have the ability to control your so-called temper or your temperature by your breathing. If you slow your breathing down, then you can calm yourself down. If you want to produce energy, you speed it up. So you have the power. This is the science of just the first letter of the alphabet, was the mastery of your ability to change your vibration. So this is the power that you have. And if you can cry or laugh in a second, that means, as Dougie would even say, you know, you have the power to produce the energy that you have. Dougie always used to say something about, you know, someone will come out their house, they would breathe and be shallow, you know, their shoulders, their head will be down, and then they see a £50 note on the floor, next thing they're jumping for joy, you know. They're jumping for joy through this piece of paper on the floor. But really, it's not the paper that's making you jump for joy. It's your idea that you can think, boy, with this money, boy, me I gotta get this and me I gotta get that and blah blah blah. But you are the one producing the feeling that you relate to the paper on the floor. So the real power, once again, this is one key element. The power is within you to change your vibration to who you want, and you can wear that vibration. Like people put on their best clothes, you know. But because they don't see, designer means to take away. D means to take away. So when you're putting on a designer, what does design mean? D means to take something away or to bring something down. Decline, deduct, deduce. So basically, designer means to take away the sign. That's what the DE means, once again, to take away, like deduct. So take away the sign. So look at designer, as design is not such a good thing because it's taking away the sign. What sign is it taking away? It's taking away that thing is cheap, man. The thing is cheap. That's what designer mean. It's taking away, it's hiding that the thing is cheap by putting somebody else a name brand on it. So basically, it's the same cheap. They make the same clothes in the same places as all the other clothes, but they take away the sign that it's cheap by giving you another name that you associate with, maybe a name of your pop star, your favorite pop star, or your favorite celebrity. So on the cheap piece of cloth, on the sign, they put another name on it that you look up to, and that's how designer is hiding that it's really a cheap piece of good. It's just got somebody else's name that you respect on it, and you can't see that it's cheap, so you're walking around with a closed mind. With the clothes that you're wearing, you're walking around with closed mind. So inside the word closed is that your mind is closed. With the designer closed, you have a closed mind. And somebody who you look up to is called a peer. So a peer, like you have Baron, you have Duke, you have Duchess. A peer is somebody you look up to. So basically, they put something that you look up to, which is called a peer, and you look up to somebody who you look up to is called a peer, and you look up to them with who? What? Your pair of eyes. You look up to a peer, and you put on the app. The app is the clothes. So basically, say it's, I don't know, Rihanna, or Chris Brown, or it could be Luther Vandross, it could be Chronix. So the person who you look up to is called the peer, and you will put on the clothes that they have their name on, which is the app. Just like a phone, you download the app to make you be able to do something. So if you want to look like Chronix, you put on the clothes that Chronix has, but Chronix is a good person to look up to. So I don't really want to use Chronix. But anyway, anybody you look up to, what you want to appear good. So the app that you put on to look like the person that you like is called appearance. Appear. So you put on the app of the person you look up to with your pair of eyes called appear. You put on the app to make an appearance. So instead of looking like your parents, you put on the app appearance, because you're walking around with a closed mind, because you can't see that the sign is cheap pair of goods. So stop walking around with a closed mind. But anyway, we'll get back to the science of the letter A after this next track. This is Bless. Greetings, family. Once again goes out to each and every one, talking about releasing the science of your energy. Talking about the letter A, how you can master your own frequency. And the more you do something, the more frequent it becomes. That's why we call it frequency. So you have to start doing something to make it a habit. And you inhabit is a place where you live. So you can live in negativity. You can live in depression. Because if you practice it long enough, it becomes a habit. And you become your awareness. You start to wear that word that you've attached yourself to. So this is the power why you have to break away the holding or the power of words or the force of words. You have to break away from the force of words, but we're not forcing you to do it, but you should break away from the force of words. The Latin word for force is called pel, P-E-L. So the Latin word for force is called, you know where I'm going with this already. A force that makes you come to it is called compel, because pel is the Latin word for force. A force that makes you back away while the light shining the light here on Enough is Enough. We'll be joined by Clive, and also it's a tribute to our Queen. This is also a tribute to our Queen, Lady Leo. Also condolences to the family. She's transitioned to the ancestors, the liberator, the warrior of the community, never to be forgotten, the legendary Lady Leo. We salute you on Bless Radio. Oh yes, so let me get back to, so pel once again is the Latin word for force. A force that makes you come is called compel. A force that makes you back away is called repel. A force that makes you stay away from something is called dispel. So this is where I'm going with this. A silent force is called spell. That's all it means. Like the S, the snake moves in silence. So the word spell simply means silent force. So every word has a force around it. Once again, we said sword. Look at the word sword. Take away the S from the word sword. Put it at the back. You see the word word. Look at the word words. Take the S from the start of the word words. Put it at the front. You see the word sword. So every word has a force, but we say power sound words. So we have the power and the sound to break away from the force of the word, and that is by controlling knowing that you have the power to control your energy and your vibration. And when I say NIG, I mean NIG. Look at the word run. Put the ER on the word run. Run is the root word, you get the word runner. Look at the word jump. Put the ER on the end of the word jump, and you get the word jumper. Look at the letters NIG. Put the ER on the end and you see we've been given a word that we run away from, but the word represents an attribute that we have. Look at the word Nigeria. But I'll be coming back to this after this track. I'll be back. Bless Radio. Enough is enough. Goes out to each and everyone tuning in, enjoying the music, enjoying the beats. Designed to increase your heartbeat and keep it sweet. No matter if you live in a flat, a house, no matter where your street, this is global. Energizing transmission from Bless Radio.
Of Africa, I greet you in the name of the Universal Negro Movement Association and African Communities League of the World. You may ask, what organization is that? Here's for me to inform you that the Universal Negro Movement Association is an organization that seeks to unite into one solid body the 400 million Negroes of the world, to link up the 15 million Negroes of the United States of America with the 20 million Negroes of the West Indies, the 40 million Negroes of South and Central America with the 280 million Negroes of Africa for the purpose of bettering our industrial, commercial, educational, social and political conditions. As you are aware, the world in which we live today is divided into separate race groups and distinct nationalities. Each race and each nationality is endeavoring to work out its own destiny to the exclusion of other races and other nationalities. We hear the cry of England for the Englishman, of France for the Frenchman, of Germany for the German, of Ireland for the Irish, of Palestine for the Jew, of Japan for the Japanese, of China for the Chinese. We of the Universal Negro Movement Association are raising the cry of Africa for the Africans, those at home and those abroad. There are 400 million Africans in the world who have Negro blood coursing through their veins. And we believe that the time has come to unite these 400 million people for the one common purpose of bettering their conditions. The great problem of the Negro for the last 500 years has been that of his unity. No one or no organization.
Once again, enough is enough. This is Bless Family Sunday.
This is the last 4 years. The Universal Negro Movement Association has worked together in
Time to break away all the spurs. You are NIG. Look at that word you've been running from all your life. Why is everybody else traumatized by you using it, but you don't know what you're using? Because it's hidden in plain sound. It's hidden in plain sight. Hidden in plain sight. Look at that word you've been running from, and you despise NIG. You have the power to create your own NIG with your idea and your intuition and your innocence, and your inner standing. You can get to overstanding with what's in your eye. That's why they say third eye. You have an idea, eyesight, inspiration. Look at the first word of inspiration. You see the word I and I and I and I. With your eye, you create NIG, which is your power. As an absorber, you're a human walking, talking calculator. You absorb frequencies, NIG, which other people despise. Oh, great. Good to hear you, Buzzy B. Good to hear from you.
Yeah, am I live now?
You're live. You're live as live can be, you know. Why do you electrocute yourself? That's how live you are. Welcome to Bless Family from SLR.
Yeah, thank you.
We have the great Buzzy B.
Yes.
Live on Bless Radio.
Yeah, I wish I could be calling under better circumstances, but
yes.
As you know, that the community have lost another warrior.
Yes.
In the name of Lady Leo,
Mm-hmm.
of course, and she also had a program on Bless FM, and she's done enormous amount of work in the community. And first of all, I want to pass my condolences to the family, and also all those who are close to her. And we all work with Jan, or Lady Leo, as she's known, in some capacity. Mm-hmm. And the energy that she gives and the passion that she gave to what she did in terms of her selflessness in the way that she helped people in the community, and she felt that it was almost her duty to help any member of our community that was either in trouble or in a crisis. She thought that it was her responsibility to reach out and help. So we have lost yet another great warrior and a champion. And in my small part, I will be doing my tribute tomorrow between 7 and 9 on SLR Radio, 7 and 9 p.m. in the evening.
7 and 9 p.m. That's tomorrow, yeah?
Tomorrow I will be doing a special tribute to Lady Leo,
right.
And I also will be as part of a drive in terms of the community giving back in terms of helping with the other contribution to the funeral arrangements. I will be setting up a fundraising effort to contribute that also to the family as well. So that is what I will be leading on. So I'll be doing a tribute tomorrow from 7 to 9 p.m. on SLR Radio.
And if people want to phone in or get involved, how can they locate SLR?
SLR is www.slrradio.co.uk, and for those who might be in the North London vicinity, it's 97.7.
Right, and okay, and your show
and if they want to send their tributes, I can give them the telephone number now if they want to do that. For
you can give out the telephone number so people can get ready for tomorrow.
07984 931 588 for Texas, and for live calls 07377 236 067.
Right, can you give that out one more time? Because I know you know how people are, but some might even be driving. 07377 236 067. That is for the live calls. Mm-hmm. And for Texas, 07984 931 588. Yeah, and one more time, because you know how some people are, especially on a Sunday, you know.
I'll do it 07984 931 588. And that is for Texas. For the live calls, 07377 236 067.
And what is your show called?
My show is called the Global Horizons Show.
And what kind of show is it?
Well, it's a show that I would say is like a community magazine show, because it covers all different areas, from health to business, to interviewing people who are starting up a new business or want to promote their business, or someone who we think that have something to say that would ignite people to act or do things, or just want to share information. So it's more like a platform, a community platform for people to share. And we also have topics from week to week, and we do encourage listeners to shape the program in terms of picking topics that they want to discuss as well, rather than me imposing the topics on them.
Right, and for people who's listening in and first time coming to Bless, who is Buzzy B?
Well, Well, when somebody got me there, I know.
I had to get you. I had to get you.
I think you're giving me some of my own treatment.
yes.
Who's buzzing B? I see myself as a person who facilitates conversation, a person who enables, things to happen in terms of whether it's a project, whether it's a new idea. I like enabling or to assist people to achieve things, and I think that the platform is there for that. I'm also an educator. I teach and tutor as well, and I do some media work in terms of editing, because I do edit books and so forth. But I see myself as a community person at large, wearing several hats, many hats that I do, and trying to, like Jan, I think I'm always there on call to answer that call if the community needs it.
And so if somebody had an event or want promotion on that, how can they contact you?
Well, they can contact me on bb3dmedia@gmail.com, because I also do promotion packages as well, work in terms of if they want event management or putting events together and things like that, supporting them in that. Also in branding as well.
Could you give that out, get information out one more time?
It's BB, Bravo, and the number 3, Delta, the letter D, media@gmail.com. So that's bb3dmedia@gmail.com.
Right, and if anybody's just listening, this is a tribute. We just Buzzy B's joined us from SLR Radio. We're doing a tribute.
I will be giving a tribute tomorrow on SLR Radio. My program is the Global Horizon Show is from 7 to 9 p.m. tomorrow, and it's dedicated to Janet Edwards, better known as Lady Leo. So I will be doing a tribute tomorrow.
Could you share what was your first encounter with Lady Leo?
I first met Leo through her. I first met Leo through her the Gold Onyx thing she set up. She was doing, that was in the mid 1990s, I think it was.
Right.
She was doing a Gold Onyx, and she was doing this. I mean, the organization did lots of different things, but how I met her was she was doing some films that she was doing for children and stuff, and she. I think I met her at one of Douglas stuff, and she invited me to one of her events, and I just went in to see it, and I went and saw how she was operating, and in terms of she was doing the circles, like the various concept. After we watched the film, that we're discussing it, and she also did different activities, mainly focusing on the children. So she invited me to do a presentation once for part of something she was doing. I think she was doing it at the. What is now, I think it was 639, was it there? I think it was.
Right.
I think it was there. I'm not quite sure where it was there, but I remember years later she invited me to do something as part of one of the projects. She was always being me with ideas, in ways in which she could have an impact in a very meaningful way, and particularly the cultural aspect, because she felt that was critically important to us as people. Particularly, she felt that it had to be reached at the level of the children first, so that they will grow into it, and not wait until the adults to break it to them. But she felt that it had to be foundational in that sense, and she was always buzzing with her energy, and I fed off of some of that energy and the optimism. Always optimistic, hardworking, and always hopeful.
Yeah, that's what I found about her temperament. She always had just like Dougie, she always.
Yes, she's got that. She's got that temperament. I've never seen her lose her internet. That always, even when there was a challenge, because I last spoke to her on Monday, just before my show. She was discussing, we were just talking about generally about when you are committed to something. And she mentioned about people somehow not understanding the commitment and the energy that goes with it, and we were discussing that. And when people don't recognize that, sometimes it can be, as human beings, sometimes it can get you. Sometimes, so she was kind of leveling that. We were having that conversation about that, but people start sometimes not appreciating that, and sometimes little minor criticism can come in, whether than people looking at the bigger picture of what you're doing, they will nitpick at stuff that's not really necessary or doesn't contribute to the sum of what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And we both saw her. She organised Decca's.
Yeah, because we were talking. That's what we were talking about. We were talking about that as well, and how she starts to care for Decca. She was taught to look after Decca's affair back from the hospital from December. From December, she was telling me from December to 2019. She was telling me how she was involved at that level, and touring the throwing and the children and this and organising everything. So she was actually talking about that. Yeah. So we had a really good. I think we spoke for an hour. I think it was over an hour or longer. And I said to her, I need to rush off to. She said, "Oh, Buzzin' B, it's your show coming up, isn't it?" Because I was on my way to the studio. She said, "Yeah, but we were talking a little in the week about it." I said, "Okay, I'll probably give you a call on Wednesday or Thursday. We can have a little."
And this was on. This chat about it. This Monday. That was this Monday, yeah.
That was Monday. Yes, I spoke to her on Monday. Yes, we had a more than an hour-long conversation. I was on my way to the studio, and we spoke from the time I left what I was doing until I get to the studio. We were talking for over an hour until I got to the studio.
Right, and I believe that Buzzin' B, we're joined by Clive. We're going to be shortly joined by Clive on the Enough Is Enough family show right here. You said you spoke to her on the Monday. So
I spoke to her on the Monday. We had that conversation. As two people who are actually really active in terms of getting involved and sticking with it and putting our energies and our soul into things that we're doing. We were just talking about the level of commitment that is often required. Sometimes people not getting the measure of it. That was the nature of the conversation. In terms of the workload that you have to take on in doing certain things.
And how did she seem when you spoke to her on that?
Well, she was in a quite she was in quite a good frame of mind, but I felt that they also felt reflective as well at the same time, as we always do as human beings. As much as we are positive and think about the things that we want to do, as humans, we still have that little reflection once in a while. If we are really true to ourselves, we do have that. Because we're humans, bottom line, we're humans, and when we do feel things and stuff like that. So we really want to share things and stuff like that, despite our passion and our commitment to doing things. I think she was very, very much, in my view, in a reflective mood.
And we're joined by Clive.
The way it came across to me, anyway.
We're joined by Clive. Can you give us your feedback on how well she organised the ceremony of Decca's ceremony?
The ceremony was. When I heard Decca had passed, that too shocked me too. And right away, Lady Leo got in the driving seat and started to organise, and we had several conversations about it. I would ring her from time to time to find out how things were going on, and but she put a lot of work into that. And I remember I ring her in terms of we looked at the donation. So I rang her and I said, Sister Leo, I've just had a look at the donation because someone said to me, wasn't B, I've done donated and it doesn't look, it needs to go up a little bit. Can you do anything about it? Can you? So I rang her up. I wrote Leo and I said, I've just been speaking to her, but she said, yeah, I know, and everybody is telling me that, but I think I'm doing as much as I could. So I said anyway, look, this is what I would do. I would put it out there. If you want to come in on the radio, I will do this. I would have a discussion with her in terms of how I could help to see if I can push the fundraising level up to get it out there. And when we had a conversation about it, she got back to me and we did what we did. And then after that, she said, okay, we kind of reached the target. And she said to me, okay, I will send you the final thing, because she also got me involved in terms of we were looking for a space, so to phone around to look for a space to, so we called around and I was contacting the different spaces to see what we could come up with, and she finally came up with something as well, and she alerted me that she had come up with something. I said okay, and she took it from there. She was putting everything in place in that regard. Right, and then she sent me the flyer. It was wonderfully organised. Homesteading for Decca.
I'm just going to stop you there, but still, I've got Clive here. So, Clive, what was your feedback on the event that she organised, and some of your thoughts on Lady Leo as well? Stay on the line, Buzzy B. Thank you.
Yeah, well,
Okay, I will do.
it was fantastic, to see the family, and even under the sad circumstances, to see, even seeing the priest Anam, and to have an insight as to how that proceeding, which you would just say is more or less a Rasta or Nyambingi funeral, how that process took place. I was honored to be there, with the drummers, and again, with Sister Levi, I know that she also was party to the organization, as well as obviously ourselves, because we all were at the occasion, and what I take away is the fact that, she had said is that she had lost a very good friend in Sister Decker, and, it's like I find it quite haunting because I shared that with, I believe it was Decker, not Decker, Jackie or Caesar, the other sister, the fact that she was now saying that she's not the only one she was best friend to, because of the closeness of that collection of people who was there sharing that moment. So myself, I was a relative stranger compared to others, but I was honored because I was representing with the 1,000 drum, and then unbeknown to us, within a matter of, 7 days, she was no longer with us, and it's like I'm still pinching myself because I don't even know if it was yourself that phoned first or if it was Supreme, and it was like I just lock off. I didn't really want to hear, and admittedly I phoned Leo's phone, and then that's how I got to meet Jackie. You know what I'm saying? But I shared it with Supreme because I actually went to school with the elder sister, Antoinette.
Oh, you did? So what's your first experience of Lady Leo then? Where did you know her?
I know her from Station FM. I did a number of interviews with her at Station FM. And then because I then realized that her sister Antoinette and I was in the same class at school, that this might even be news to Buzzy B, but I'm finding life somewhat strange, like I seem to be a bridge in between a lot of things which are presently happening, so I don't know where we are presently, but I know obviously with Buzzy B and Supreme, I believe they were by Mum's house down there in Manor House, which I know because again I know the elder sister. You know what I'm saying? So we've still got work to do.
Yeah. Buzzy B, so can you give us the information of your show tomorrow again?
Tomorrow it's on slrradio.co.uk or 97.7, the Global Horizon show from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. with a special tribute to our community warrior and champion, Lady Leo, Janet Edwards, Lady Leo.
Buzzy B, because this is really his Clive show, so I'm going to hand the reins back to him. I'd like to thank you for your contribution today as well, and feel free if we've got time, you can also ring back again later on.
Thank you.
But we'll be ringing in tomorrow. We'll be monitoring your show as well. So thank you for the work that you put in.
Thank both you and Clive for giving me the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, well, that our work continues, because obviously we've, as you say rightly, we've lost a warrior, another community champion, on the same vein as Brother Dougie, and we've got the opposite, so we've got male as well as female, and the responsibility is now left with us, to see that she gets a dignified send-off. So, already the 1,000 drum salute, we've committed ourselves, so we're listening out as to what's happening for the 9 night, because you might not be aware, but we've already got certain things planned for this Saturday, which is the 19th, which then I think coincides with the 9 night. But we're anxiously listening to the family to see as to what it is that they propose doing, you know. So we got our ears spiel.
I think there's some, to my knowledge, I think there will be some communication established between the Thousand Drum yourselves, based on the conversation I heard on Friday. So there is some communication that will be established in regards to that.
Yeah, well, again, I'm mindful and aware that yourself and Supreme are already in position. You know, I've just come and you can see, I'm overly busy. You know, which is the impression. I tell people that responsibility is a lot of work.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So where it's possible to delegate, we delegate. And myself and Jammers, you know, we're quite there's a history that goes. We go back far. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm happy and honored that obviously he was able to stand in for myself. So I've just rushed in because, you know, today I was at Bullies, you know, sounding the drum, and then I've just come back from Housden and my sister is here with me. I'm going to take her home.
I wanted to go to Housden, but I had a pre-existing arrangement already, so I couldn't make that one, but I really wanted to come to that one.
Yeah, well, I think it might have been more convenient again for yourself probably to just have stayed in Tottenham and go and do Bullies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, I was there with the Browns family. It was good to see and embrace Annette again after such a long period of time. You know, it was all courtesy of Courtney, you know what I'm saying, from fathers to fathers. You know, Potty again is like one of my role models when I first came here all those years ago, you know, so I was honored, you know, but I firmly believe that, you know, you must dance a yard before you go dance abroad, you understand? So I made sure I was with my Tottenham community, and then I went, and it was a struggle even to leave over in Housden. You know, I've been with them drums, I do them things. You know what I'm saying? But I had committed myself, and Jammers again, as I said, you know, I appreciate the fact that he was able to occupy the hot seat. And it was pleasant to come in and recognize your voice, you know what I'm saying? So as a team, we've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah,
you know?
we have.
Just keep myself posted as well as Omawali as
I will do.
what the family wishes are, because already we've got things in place for this weekend, and we're happy to share that platform to ease some of the burden. So those the listeners who are out there, you know, if you are tuned in, you know, there are things already in place. And again, as you know, tomorrow is a new regime coming in.
I'm quite aware of that.
Okay. Well, you know,
strict one as well.
Yeah, but you know, the program that we've embarked on is an educational program. Yeah, and the Nyabingi is a religious one. So there is no reason for them to prevent us from doing what we're doing. You see what I'm saying? So the community out there needs to be aware as to these factors.
Yes.
You understand? And I mean, again, you see, like today, I've committed myself to the community, but today's my birthday. Today's my Earth Strong.
Oh yeah, happy Earth Strong.
Happy Earth Strong.
Big up.
And I'm sharing it with the community. You understand?
Yeah, man.
So that's some of us were duty bound. You know, as I keep saying oftentimes, I share the same birthday as Stephen Lawrence.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So racism is always staring me in the face as a stern reminder of my journey, where I'm coming from.
Yes.
So the hypocrisy that the system is presently projecting to us, the community, where they're void of common sense. They're telling us 6 people can't congregate within their household, but they want to still pack up the trains and get people out to work. You know what I'm saying? So common sense is totally going out the windows. And again, I was sharing with my sister, you know, we're talking about the number 6 and the 2 you know, all of these significant things which are happening about us, you know, we need to really open up.
I'm born on the 6th of April, so what does that mean?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. All of these 666 are opening up themselves. Yeah, but those of us who see it have to talk it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the fact that we've lost our sister, it gives us an opportunity to open up our eyes, to use our inner insight. You understand? To see our reality and the direction in which is steering us insofar as our spirituality. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, my brother, more strength, more joy. Yeah, your dedication, do your works. You understand? And
definitely. And
listen, I see your pain. I see the tears. You understand? So I can just imagine. You know what I'm saying? Because again,
really. When I heard on Friday, because someone with me from the hospital, I was on my way to Rescue Road, and when I got the news, I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't do nothing. I just went and sat on the bench. And I was there for like some hours, you know, just like in shock, really.
My brother, you don't even have to say no more.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I think we had planned, I was saying to management that I would actually have covered their show on Friday. I was sharing that with jammers. You know what I'm saying? So the intention was that as a team I would just step in. You see what I'm saying? And then I phoned the hospital, I was talking to the sister, and then whilst I'm talking, there's a pastor man in there saying prayers. You know, and I was on the phone to the end when they said amen. You know, and then I touched base again with jammers and said, well, boy, you know, I don't think this show is going to happen now. You understand? So I just had to take myself, take a step back and just reflect, and, you know what I'm saying, just give her to the ancestors, because I know our journey had started.
Yes, absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, I have to say I'm pleased to know that I've come in, and he was the one that was on the phone, you know, in keeping company with my brother, because I know this is all part of the healing.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And I know obviously one sister is in Nottingham, the other one is in Northampton. You know, I'm learning there's a brother. You know, I haven't seen Mum for a long time. I probably wouldn't even recognize her. You know what I'm saying? But we went Archway, myself and the elder sister. You know what I'm saying? So do on after do, as I say. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And we're here in support.
Absolutely.
You
So I will keep. I think
be.
between myself and Supreme and everybody else, we will keep you posted on in terms of what's happening. I'm trying to get. I said to Damage earlier on. I'm also starting a fundraising drive as well to raise some funds to contribute towards the ceremonies and the service that will be happening.
Yeah, well, like I'm saying to you, I'm not going to take away your responsibility, you know, because I'm totally stretched, you know, because I wasn't even able to celebrate my birthday. You know, makes sense when I pull down hands by myself.
I know. Yeah, but I just thought that it's the least that I can do for Jan.
No, it's not the least. You have to do what you have to do.
Yeah.
You just need to know that you've got support around you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that we're not bickering amongst each other.
No.
Yeah, you get me? Yeah? Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Thank you, brother.
No problem.
I'm going to play one track and it's going to hand you back to the man himself, Clive. This one goes out to Lady Leo from us at Bless. Goes out to everybody.
Yes, manners and respect.
Respect.
Thank you, Buzzy.
Natural beauty.
Lady Leo, dear ancestors. Hand it back over to Clive.
Every time. Brother, manners. Yeah, Leo, the lion. You know.
I had to try.
Yeah, our little journey on Station FM.
Let me get my
I'm back in the community, you know, because she live in Enfield. And again, a strange thing, I met her sister, Suzanne.
No.
Yeah, is it Suzanne?
Yeah, because, you know, we're in the woods doing the drumming. Leo wasn't there, you know, but when I took the sister home, I said, "What here? And Leo live around us, so I said, it's my sister." I said, "I never know you." You know, so in the last, you know, say month, 6 weeks, it's like the family was being shown. You know, I knew of the elder, Antoinette. You know, now I've learned enough other sisters and brothers.
The eldest is Antoinette.
The eldest is Antoinette. As far as I understand. Yeah. Well, I don't know, you know, because we can't be saying things that we're not sure of. You know what I'm saying? But we know so we have works. You know what I mean? And for the works that our sister had done within our community, rightly, as brother Dougie. Her blessing has been bestowed on us, and we have to bless the time that, she had spent with us and dedicate so that we have the man them to get together, so we set aside our egos. And so the woman them more orderly. That was demonstrated at the reception, because we just took our seat back and then do them thing. You understand? So yes, you know what I'm saying? So my sister, manners, respect, honor, to have known you, certainly it's over the 20 years, the times that you've given me that platform, because I think with Lady Lee at the time we was talking, it was closer to the time when I was arrested, I think 2001, 2002, and it was going through our trials and tribulations. So again, we recorded that show, you know what I'm saying, so somewhere we have got that recording, yes, but she was a steward within our community, and I suppose I have to pinch myself and wake up, because the reality is that I'm still in denial, and I can only imagine how my sister, the other sisters, they feel. So to you out there, I say more strength, and whatever support, well, your sister, the drum, the beat, the art continues. You know what I'm saying? So we're there with you. Yeah, we're there with you. Yeah. So blessed love to the Edwards family, those who are up north within London. You know what I'm saying? More strength, more joy. So the sacrifice that the sister had made to make and embrace the community. Yeah. I'm asking of the community for us to embrace and to share. And as you hear the brother said, setting up a GoFund, if I got it correctly, or whatever Buzzy B is doing, because he was there at Sister Becca's thing. Yeah, 100% support for it. Yeah, so blessed love, more strength and more support to you. Yeah. Yeah, so, family, what can I say? I am going to apologize because I did kind of tell him in advance as to the situation, but my brother John has, had stepped in. I was hoping that we'd have been able to spend more time jamming still, But, come this weekend, certain plans had been in place, and what was in place was, again, up there in Edmonton, Jubilee Park, we had planned to again remember the death of one Julia Gomez, #107, because this time last year I was celebrating my birthday, which was my 60th, and with brother Dougie, you understand, so everything just seemed to connect, with brother Dougie, and then I woke up, which would be tomorrow, the 14th, because, last year, the 14th was Saturday, so I was having my Earth Strong on the Saturday. Not realizing, even during the course of the evening, this young man was being set upon in Jubilee Park, So we've met with council officers. So our proposal is to have a permanent bench in the park, and they even advise that they may well be able to plant a tree. So this area which our Sister Becca, was able to have her ascension, we're going to claim that territory, you understand? And we have to put the pillars in place. So one of the things that is available, we're happy to share, because, Brother Omar Wali already said it. So this week that space is there available. Management will understand, you understand? So it's not an issue for us, That court case of the death of this young man, it starts next month, which is in October. So again, my brother is going to be celebrating his birthday, and we intend to go into the woods, and tell our ancestors that we want justice. You understand? So really and truly, we are take things in hand now, and I put it to the ancestors to fight, So me being me, I'm going to say, is those dry bones in the valley who have been sleeping, we're going to put muscles and meat through our effort to make sure we resurrect, and that we know that the times which we are in are serious times. yeah, because it's like they want to try to keep us apart. Yeah, but prophecy have to fulfill. It's revelation time, and like with the Nyabingi, yeah, and we, again, the thousand drums, you understand? We depend the case, yeah, we depend them case, and no matter how them I try go on, you understand? Me, I say enough is enough, you understand? But more so, you know, we're talking about real, active, structured, supported solutions from amongst ourselves. You know, but for those of you out there who are fellow Jamaican, you know, in truth, that's a terrace, because that is the acronym that we are run with. Yeah, we're fed up, we're at the end of our tether, you understand? We need to come out of lockdown, yeah, out of rehab, yeah, and we can settle, you know. Some of you that sound in a lockdown and don't want to support some other things. Me soon done a bully today, you know. Yeah, so me a mark, you know. Yeah, when I come out and celebrate bully, you understand, whether it's a drinky thing or it's a real consciousness. But for those of you who was on the road and the number of drummers that came out in support, because we march from Kitchener, we go round and we come back down and we march down on West Green Road, and we call West Green Road Bully Road. And we say this is a shop there, a bully shop that. You understand? So, family, it was a joy, yeah, to really and truly march with you. You understand? So, at that, we are going to skip pan, yeah, them steady beat. Is that me look on West Green Road, you know, I mean, I see gentrification, you know. The road really and truly a change. You understand? So again, respect to the funeral parlor and the family, those familiar faces. Yeah. More love, more joy, more respect to the family Brown, the Augustown Massive, yeah. Mandingo and the man them women I head the procession and we the behind them I beat the drum and I give the bass. You understand? Manners, respect, yeah, family. Yeah, Potty, Annette, more strength. Mother, more strength. You understand? Everything in life is for a reason. You understand? And I think I hear it so still, you know. But they never really want this lockdown thing, so him kind of decides, so we're watching, you know, I better me go. Yeah? So fly away, my brother, fly home. You understand? I know the journey start. Yeah? And just rise in power. Yeah, because we want you to come back and bully them. You understand? We want you to come back and bully them and just add to the others like Cecil and all them other man there. You understand? Julio. Yeah, all of the man, brother Dougie. Yeah, sister Deca. You understand? And again, like you know, so it was over odds and another one, Delroy, Washington. Yeah. With all the other man them over there, and them I mention Toots and all of them man there. You understand? So all of them dry bones there, we have to fling them upon them. You understand? So just bear with me, and unity is with strength. Yeah? More strength, more powers. You understand? So yeah, with that, my brother, you know, I need to get to home. I'm tired, it's my birthday. You know, but I spend my birthday with my community. You understand? I come back, me buy patty, I don't even have time to eat it. You understand? But I have to take my sister home that was with us. You know what I'm saying? And she agreed that, you know, we dance a yard before we go take ourselves over Harsden. Even though we have family over there. But our duty was firstborn Essa. You understand? So you who care to have been listening, you know, a bit of a sighted today. Yeah, so respect. Yeah, we have works that needs to be done. Yeah, and you know, to all the family, I get a little joy because when I last thing I was doing before I came in, my grandson wishing me happy birthday, my daughter wished me happy birthday, my son wished me happy birthday. You understand? So there's life. You understand? So the work can't done, and it must not be done until it's done. You understand? So only time we know when enough is when we say, so enough, we're belly full. Yeah? But right now we're belly full and we're still hungry. Or if we're not hungry, we're certainly angry. You understand? So But me leave you know, with that until such time as next week. You know, respect still again goes out to management. My sister, thank you for persevering with us still. The other sisters who drive, I hope you get home safely. My brother that I was with today, you understand, and my sister Paulette, yeah, respect, manners, yeah, and yeah, thank you now. Yeah, we did make one stop in our house, then the one-stop shop, yeah, and we buy some food, you understand? But again, you know, like me have certain idea which is a one-stop enterprise, you understand? So we're gonna deal with them things there, with jammers and with management, yeah. So just look out where I go on and just find yourself, know yourself. You understand? Just know yourself in this time and know the time to which it is. Know who your God is. You understand? And where your spirit should lie. You understand? So honor, manners, and respect. More love, more life. You know, it's a long life with good health. You know, until such time. Yeah? Blessed love every time.
And on behalf of Bless, happy birthday for the birthday man. Yeah, can't get enough is enough.
Well, I wish I was young again, you know, because when you're young, you never really feel the pain. But I'm not sure that, you know, because when your teeth them not come out, you feel the pain, but you never really not think about. So pain is not a thing we really think about. Your man have to just live. Yeah, and do what you have to do in his time, because it's not how long we live is what we do in our time. And Lady Leo, Brother Dougie, every man who's gone so far, them do them thing. You understand? So I just that, yeah. So more love.
Yeah, just a happy birthday greetings going out the Earth Strong.
Yeah, me check that. Yeah, me check it.
On behalf of the community.
Yeah, respect and.
How you been listening to Enough is Enough? I'd like to thank the man for allowing me, Clive himself allowing me to take the hot seat for one string. We don't send a week, and he'll be back next strong.
Yeah, if the word not too demanding out there. Yes, I hope management we understand. You understand? But yeah, we've lost another champion who put the information out there. Yeah, because Lady Leo, Brother Dougie, you know, they were community champions. They're the ones that put the information, gather the information and fling it out. You understand? So for those of you out there, you have to find an advice, man. You understand? So not feel free to phone in and talk to me, because most of we have so much experience. There's no such subject that we can touch and cover. You understand? But we're not the professional. Who feels it knows it. So we're not professed to be no expert, because the expertise is within us. You understand? And it's not good when we talk too much, so it's better when we talk through it. Yeah? So, yeah, manners. Wait, go on. This is my birthday, man. You don't want me to go, man, enjoy something.
And that's it, out of here. Respect.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday tune, because you know it's another birthday tomorrow. You understand? So happy birthday tomorrow, happy birthday. Oh yeah, to the Lawrence family. You understand? Because you know we share the same birthday as Stephen Lawrence. So Miss Doreen Lawrence, respect. You know, I've even forget the son's name. You know, the one who was the teacher. He's bad, you know. But it's a long time. You know, we haven't seen our group. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Lawrence, manners and respect. You know, Joy Gardner family, manners and respect. You know, sure, too much people, man, too much. But all of those faces that I've managed to recognize and who recognize the eyes still are bullies, you know, sending off, you know, because when you know the body of gold, you understand? So just for tonight, just what I meant, yeah, and make him fly home with oneness and a look of joy and smile on his face. Yeah, alright. I think when the party's supposed to go, because I know there's an after party somewhere, so yeah, everything is everything. Yeah, blessed love. Happy birthday to me.
See that Babylon, you know must go down. See that Babylon, you know must go down. Say we batter them down, say we batter them down. We beat them down, we
say we beat them down. Beat them.
How are you? I hope when you hear these words, your grace turn blue. Grace turn blue. Mama Africa, yeah. Mama Africa. I'm coming home, yeah. Darling,
Rasta now this come from past. West, boy the best sweet, you know.
The earth is healing of the nation. It gives a positive vibration, yeah. Cause there, from the beginning of vibration, whoa. And now it has been passed to this generation. It's used by the elder, so I know it's an healer. It can cure glaucoma, arthritis and asthma. Oh, what a feeling! It's a natural healing. Oh, what a feeling! That works in feeling. Me smoke me herb till me hide them red so till Ras protector now go take them poison pill. Look how much people the cancer stick it kill. But take them legalize it still. Want some oil in my lamp? You know it's important. Check it deep on him camp. Him have the highest grade, him nah ram. Police a bun it, soldier bun it, presidents bun it, politicians bun it, doctors a bun it, you a bun it, Rasta man bun it, everyone love it. What a feeling, it's a natural healing. Oh, what a feeling, the words revealing. Well, I said, blessed is the man that walking out to the counsel of the righteous, and standeth in the way of sinners. Not taking the seat of the scornful, but this delight is in Rastafari, and it's last of the first. Oh, what a feeling, it's a natural healing. Oh, what a feeling, your works revealing. The earth is healing of the nation now. It gives a positive vibration, yeah. It was there from the beginning of vibration, whoa. And now it has been passed to this generation. It is used by the elder, so I know it's an healer. It can cure glaucoma, arthritis and asthma. Oh, what a feeling, it's a natural healing. Oh, what a feeling, your works in healing. Me smoke me herb till me hide them red so till Ras protector now go take them poison pill. Look how much people the cancer stick it kill, but yet them legalize it still. Want some oil in my lamp? You know it's important. Check it deep on him camp. Him have the highest grade, him nah ram. Police a bun it, soldier bun it, presidents bun it, politicians bun it, doctors a bun it, you a bun it, Rasta man bun it, everyone love it. What a feeling, it's a natural healing. Oh, what a feeling, the works you feeling.